Let's talk about energy, or in my case, the lack of, unless of course it's 2 a.m. in the morning and I'm working on Notion templates. Construction noise, been dealing with that one all morning. I used to think that energy meant like caffeine and sleep, but it turns out that it's actually this weird little currency for me, which is like this mixture of ADHD, medications, and all kinds of things all just wrapped into one. And they all seem to be pickpocketing my energy from the same pool. So this vlog is about energy and how it shows up or how it doesn't when you're trying to be creative, and also calling out my own erratic brain chemistry. So what do I mean by energy? It's not just physical, it's mental, it's creative spark. It's also physical. It's, motivation not to, want to nap mid-edit. Not that I'm a napper. I've never been a napper. I don't know why. A lot of people swear by it, but once I'm awake, I'm awake. That could be the Adderall. Energy is the difference between, let's go shoot that, or I'll do that tomorrow again. And it can be really annoying at times. One day I'm laser focused. The next thing I'm, scrolling on Amazon looking for another, piece of camera gear I don't need, some kind of attachment or something like that I don't really need. And I've been going through this, different waves of energy lately. When I first started doing this, I had a little bit more free time, and I was able to kind of push forward with this and, keep recording video after video after video. And as I have more things that are popping up, or as I'm realizing I was taking away from things I need to be doing, that energy is starting to waver a little bit. And trying to vlog when you're riding that energy roller coaster, it's not for the faint of heart. It can be very, very difficult at times. So, while I've said that, I think everybody should try to do like a 30-day vlog challenge, keep in mind that you don't have to do all 30 days in a row. I didn't, because I knew that, it was going to be very hard and, unsustainable to do. Once I was about halfway through that, I realized I needed to actually take some breaks. I am hugely glad that I did this challenge for numerous reasons. Number one, getting much more comfortable talking on the camera, but also giving me an insight to how, difficult the creative life can actually be in doing this. Having to record every single day, having to come up with ideas every single day, that is something that is not always easy to do. Even if I have, things like ChatGPT to help me out in building out these ideas, it's not writing these for me. It's not saying like, hey, we're going to talk about this and this and this and this, and we're going to go down this entire list. No, the whole point of ChatGPT was just to kind of bring out the creativeness that was already inside of me. So it's trying to find those different subjects and leading me down the right path. So it might give me some ideas to start off with. And I'd say probably half to 2/3 of the time I go ahead and I stick with the topic that ChatGPT has come up with, because I think it's actually a really good topic. It's actually kind of nailed what I'm looking to do in this particular vlogging challenge. But every now and then I look at one and I go, I'm not sure if this is the right subject to do, or maybe we could tweak this a little to talk about something else. So I'm still the one that has to come up with, the ideas and most of the bullet points and the things to actually talk about. And that can be really draining day after day. But I also have other things that can interfere with my energy. One of those things is ADHD. Even though I'm on medication, and that certainly helps, that motivation, that creativeness can, ebb and flow. So sometimes you have to take hold of those hyper-focus moments when you're really, really in the zone, and really, just zone in on those times and nail those, vlogs, nail the stuff that you want to edit, nail the training that you're going to do. But that energy can kind of come and go with me. Now I have a double factor that's going on. I got injured last year. I don't even know how, but I messed up something in my neck, and that actually kept me out of the gym for a while. And that also kept me, indoors in the wintertime, not as active, which is, it's very difficult wintertime, not getting any sun or anything like that. So it messes with your head a little bit. So, what other way to get through the wintertime but to eat some extra food? Because of that, I threw back on like 25 pounds after working out and trying to get into shape and everything. And I decided that, even though my back is not 100%, the herniated disc is gone, but I still have muscular issues that I go and try to get a deep tissue massage with every 2 or 3 weeks to try to work out. I decided that I actually needed to do something a little bit more drastic, and I went on Tirzepatide, which is Zepbound, if you know the regular name of it. That's kind of like the next step past Ozempic. And I don't really care about people's opinions on the entire thing. There's so much misinformation about what it does and what it does not do. But it has been great for me. I'm actually down, I'm just shy of like 30 pounds that I'm down now. I am back in the gym, I am working out, and I do try to prioritize getting protein in. But one of the weird side effects that happened with me with Tirzepatide is that because it slows down digestion, it also slows down digestion of medication, which means that my Adderall is not as effective. I've essentially turned my dose into an extended release, because I generally do it, an immediate release dose. And now it's turned it into this weird extended release. And my doctor's worked with me, and we've decided to, do a double dose that I don't always take. But that can have its side effects as well, because it's staying in my system a lot longer, it also interferes with sleep. Now, I'm not even sure if that's the case of what it's actually interfering with the sleep, because I've had sleep issues for a while now anyways. I have no problem getting to sleep. I have a problem staying asleep. So, it can cause all kinds of different side effects. But with that, some of that not getting enough calories in sometimes, because you're not supposed to not eat at all on Tirzepatide, Zepbound, but you do need to prioritize certain foods. I still have those dopamine cravings for sugar, even though that's not going to be the best thing for me to eat, because if I eat that, then I'm not going to eat anything else, because it's going to completely kill my appetite. So trying to prioritize protein, which I did today, eggs and healthy breakfast sausage. Yes, there is such a thing. So trying to get in those proteins, trying to get in protein shakes, and keep that up, because I am in the gym, and while I might not be putting on a ton of muscle because of being in this huge calorie deficit, I do want to maintain what I have, and I am trying to get in shape. So that combination of those really zaps the energy out of me sometimes. Some days, man, I've got so much energy, and then some days like gone, completely gone. And that also becomes an issue when I play poker for a living, and those are, sometimes 8 to 12 hour sessions where you're sitting there constantly trying to pay attention. All this put together can really, really zap the energy outside of me. I'm focused, but flat. I'm productive, but, somehow unmotivated. It's a weird area to be in. Tirzepatide, suppressing appetite, emotions, and apparently my will to fold my laundry. Look, I'm not anti-med. I just think that my neurotransmitters are throwing a house party and they forgot to invite dopamine along some days. And while you might not relate to that story or that combination of things with, different weight loss things and ADHD medications, everybody's got those energy zaps that come inside their lives. So, whether that is, not getting enough sleep, whether you've got, responsibilities with family, kids, those type of things, responsibility with work. And, for most people, work is not always a steady thing. Sometimes that can be an easy week. Sometimes that week completely zaps all the mental energy outside of you. And mental energy, when that is zapped, can really, zap up your physical energy as well. Those symptoms of low energy days, well, I ghost my to-do list. I snack sometimes just to feel something, although I haven't been doing as much of that lately anymore because I'm just not hungry. And my vlog ends up becoming kind of a therapy session for me, being able to kind of put this out there and put that out in the open, because I know I'm not the only person out here that struggles with energy and creativeness. The creative stuff doesn't stop being fun, not at all, but sometimes it feels like it stops being possible. And I have to push through that some days. That can be very difficult. I'm glad I took those 3 days off, but my energy is still fairly zapped, and I'm trying to stay on top of things because, coming up after this challenge, I essentially have to work 15 days straight just so I can afford to have the time off to take off for about a week and a half for my birthday, going down to Mexico. I've got school starting, and I kind of want to give myself a bit of a break. And during that time, I'm actually going to film some travel video down in Playa del Carmen. I'm going to take along my Insta360 X5. I'm bringing down my laptop. I'm going to find some cool cafes. I'm doing this more not to sit at a beach and drink all the entire time. I'm doing it as more of just a chill, laid back, I can just enjoy time by myself. I'm sure I'll hit the beach. I'm sure I'll enjoy some different festivities, but I'm really just going down there to get away from day-to-day responsibilities, from work, from school, and anything that I have to do. And I get to actually just sit down and do creative stuff that I want to do. I want to actually learn how to do more DaVinci Resolve stuff and working with my different cameras. So for me, that's also therapy. I'm actually really enjoying that whole process. And I'm looking forward to having that time where I can just kind of sit back at a coffee shop in Mexico and just kind of chill and have no other responsibilities or anybody else to answer to for that time. You know, doing a 30-day vlog challenge when your, energy is just inconsistent. It's like running a marathon in flip-flops. Like, it's doable, but it's pretty dumb. So let's see, what are the things that really does help me regulate all this and get back to where I need to be? Well, number one, sleep. And that, I know it's the number one thing I need to do, but I'm having struggles on trying to get that in properly, because even if I do go to bed at a decent time, I'm still awake for hours on end. Now, this morning I had to get up very early because I had to go to the doctor, get my normal checkup, EKG done today. I'm not dying. But I had to wake up very early today and my energy is already zapped, and I stayed up pretty late last night, even though I wasn't doing creative stuff, but I did finish my Lego. Number two, movement. You've got to get out there and just move your legs, walk, stretch, just, move that meat suit. Movement does give me more energy. The more I go to the gym, the better I actually feel, the better my energy is afterwards. Yeah, in the initial stages there, it does drain you out a little bit just because your body's getting used to it. You're using up a lot of, carbohydrates in your body, but movement is still by far the best way to increase your energy, to increase that dopamine, and to just feel better, and also key to getting better sleep. Number three, low pressure starts. Now I don't expect to have some whole huge vlog when I press record. Sometimes I take my time doing this. Sometimes it gets broken up, and that's okay. It's okay to just kind of break this up and take a little bit easy instead of trying to hammer out this, masterpiece every single day. I'm just trying to get better at talking at the camera. Remember what your goal is for whatever challenge you decide to do, whatever video you decide to put out. What is your purpose of that video? Even if it's not for other people, if it's for you, if this is for me, I'm trying to get better at talking at the camera. I'm trying to get better at being able to look at my bullet points and being able to just talk to you guys. Number four, acceptance. Some days just suck. Some days the energy is not going to be there. Some days your mental clarity is not going to be there. Some days you're just having a bad day. And that's okay. You don't have to record that day. And even if you do, you don't have to give it your all. The fact that you're even showing up is great. So just accept that it's okay to be where you are. Everybody has those days. Everybody has those rough days where it's very, very difficult. Give yourself a break, man. Just accept it. It's a normal part of life. It's okay. It's gonna be all right. Number five, systems. Systems are a big deal for me. If I've prepped and simplified things, then I can still make progress on my zombie brain. So building all those things that I did in Notion, which took me forever because A, I had to learn how to use Notion, but building all those systems out, using those systems and figuring out what was and what wasn't working, that was really important step for me to actually do. So having those systems in place really, really helps me. Now, could those systems be better? Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I could probably improve on a couple of different things that I do, but I've kind of realized that I think they're really working for me right now. And yesterday I had scheduled doing the entire Notion training class that I had planned, but I hit this point where I said, you know what? The systems I have in place and what I've built in Notion, it's fine for now. Everything's working great. Let's work with this for a couple of months and see where things are. And if I want to improve on it later on, I can. But for now, I think everything's okay. So you know what? I'm not going to do this Notion tutorial because I don't need to know how to do any more than I'm already doing. It's doing what I need it to do for now. Look, when I'm low on energy, I start to question everything. I start to question, self-worth. I start to question, am I really motivated to do this? Am I really cut out to do this kind of thing? Am I lazy? But I'm learning how to separate what I'm capable of from how I feel. And how I feel sometimes does not align with that. And that's that negative self-talk. We all do it. We all beat ourselves up and say, oh, I'm no good. I'm never going to get better at this kind of stuff. So it's normal. We all feel that way sometimes. Just get out of your head and just realize that just keep showing up. It's going to get better. You're going to keep getting better and better and better at this kind of thing. So energy is weird. Some days I feel unstoppable. Some days I want to nap until fall. But I'm still here. I'm still creating. And that's what counts. Drop a comment if your energy's been vibing like a moody houseplant. Like and subscribe if you're learning to ride that wave with me. So, all right, guys, thanks. That's vlog number 25. I'll see you guys tomorrow for vlog 26. Peace.